Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here is the pattern for the Baguette bag and the materials needed. We have foam, fabrics. I'll be using Ankara and organza for this tutorial, and then we have taffeta material. To be clear, this is not the taffeta for clothes. This is the one for bag making. The next thing is to go ahead with transferring the pattern to the taffeta, and I'll be needing two pieces of the side. Before going ahead to cut another two pieces of taffeta that will serve as our lining. There are other materials we can use, but I decided to use taffeta just so it can give it more strength and make it stand enough. I am adding enough allowance as you see me do just to make it easier to sew, and I'm going to repeat that on the Ankara fabric which I'm using for this tutorial. The next thing is to take the round measurement of our side, just like you see me do, just for us to get the length of our band, which is 25 inches, and I added allowance to it to make it 27 inches. I want the width of the bag to be 3.5, so I made it 3.5 inches by 27 inches. Then I went ahead to get the midpoint of our band at the middle and at the tip. Then I measured 1 inch from the middle at both sides. I then slant the line down, making sure it does not get to the midpoint of the band. I also went ahead to trim off the excess, and I repeated that on every side needed, just as you see me do. And once I was done with that, I immediately went ahead to do the exact thing needed, which is cutting the fabric for the band. And I made sure I added enough allowance just to make it easier to sew, and then went ahead to confirm the length I want for my strap. When it comes to strap, you can work with whatever you want, but for this tutorial I made it 15 inches for the length of my strap. You can make it 10 inches, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer. Depends on you, depends on how you want it to come out and how creative you want it to be. Guys, I decided I'll be using organza as my ruffle because I love how organza generally brings out ruffle, and I just want to explore. Guys, you can decide to make use of your Ankara material to do that ruffle, just like I did with the other one I made. And lastly, we'll be cutting our foam, and this is meant to give it extra strength. Remember, we are adding allowance for easier sewing. Guys, this is all the pieces we have together, and it's time to start sewing. Guys, this is the two pieces of taffeta that we cut exactly as the pattern, and I'll be attaching the Ankara fabric like so. Remember, we have two sides, and I'll go ahead to add the Ankara to both sides and trim off the excess. This is what the two sides looks like now, and I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that on the band. I'm going to attach the band to the fabric and then trim off the excess as usual. We have gotten to the stage of joining the foam with the taffeta that is meant to serve as the lining, and I hope you can see the essence of the allowance now. Guys, I have a detailed class on how to draft pattern for any type of baggage bag you want, how to sew professionally, and how to make other bags like crossbag, tote bags, and even how to customize them. You should take this class if you are looking at doing bag making business, as I would be showing you how I've been able to run a successful bag making business over the past 5 years, even as a full-time student. Check the description box or my pinned comments for details. Okay, back to our DIY. So after attaching the foam and the lining to both sides, I will then proceed to trimming off the excess as usual. At this point, this is what we have. So it's time to attach our zipper just like you see me do. You really have to take your time doing this because this part is very important. A quick one, guys. In our paid online class, I'll be teaching you how to do the finishing of this type of rough edges like a pro and all the methods needed. So, guys, you can decide to top stitch like so. It makes it a lot easier to run the zipper head. And again, you need to take your time to do this part because it is very much important. I will also repeat the process on the other side. The next thing I will do now is to get the midpoint of the side just like you see me do here, and then notch. We already know the midpoint of the band as I already notched it by cutting the band. I hope you remember. So now put the midpoint together and trace down to where you need to start sewing, and then run your stitch down. This is what we have at this point. Repeat the same process on the other side. Usually, there is a need for neat finishing at this stage, especially if it's a bag you want to sell. And we already have the class on how to go about that for sale. Now, I'm just going to flip it to the other side and run stitch on both sides like so. This is also an important stage you need to take your time to do. I will then go ahead and fix my zipper head, which I already did at this point. It's time to make our strap and then attach to our bag that is already looking good at this point. The first thing is to sew our strap on fold and then flip to the other side. So guys, this is the length of the strap on the bag. Remember I said it can be shorter or longer. That totally depends on you and what you want. And yeah, the next thing is to work on our ruffle, which is the most interesting part for me. I am also sewing the organza that I'm using as the ruffle on fold, and then I'll flip to the other side. The length of the materials you are using for your ruffle depends on the fullness you want for your ruffle. Just watch how I'm doing it. It's very easy to understand. I ended up reducing the length of the strap by about 1.5 inches because of the fullness I wanted to achieve. So now I just attach to the bag and do the finishing with. And then go ahead to do the finishing with hand needle like this. This is what we have at the end, guys. Tell me if you prefer the organza as the ruffle or you prefer the one with Ankara fabric as the ruffle. And I hope this tutorial is helpful. Please subscribe to my channel for free tutorials and DIYs, and also check my pinned comment if you want to take my professional Baguette courses. Thank you for watching. See you soon.